Welcome everyone, I'm Catherine with Catherine's Plates, where I like to keep things simple, easy, and delicious for you. Today I am going to show you one of my favorites, and it is glazed cheddar stuffed meatballs. Now this is all part of a meal that I am making on New Year's Day for my family, and the rest of the meal is sauteed cabbage and homemade mashed potatoes. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to show you how these meatballs all come together. You can see this, very simple ingredients, y'all, but so delicious. Alright, if you're ready, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and show you all the ingredients we're going to need to make these meatballs. Now I've got 2 pounds of ground beef. We're going to use about half a cup of breadcrumbs or panko crumbs, which I have here, or you can even use sliced bread, about 1 to 1.5 slices. Now I've got 1/4 to 1/2 cup of milk. We're going to see how the mixture holds up. If we need to add more milk, we will. I've got 2 eggs. Now I've got about 9 ounces of cheddar cheese cubes here. For the seasonings, we've got garlic powder, onion powder, pepper, salt, and parsley. Now this is all for the meatballs. The glaze is going to be a simple brown sugar, ketchup, and mustard mixture. I'm going to show you where that comes into this. Alright, let's go ahead and start making the meatballs. Alright, so the first thing you're going to learn this morning is that I am going to be baking these meatballs in the oven. So you want to go ahead and preheat it to 400 degrees. Now I have a large bowl here, and I'm going to place all of my ingredients for the meatballs into the bowl here, and then I'm going to give it a nice mix and see if we need to add like more breadcrumbs to kind of dry it up a little bit, or if we need to add a little bit more milk to kind of, you know, not make it be so dry. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to put in is our 2 pounds of ground beef. There we go. And then I'm going to add my 2 eggs. I'm going to put in about half a cup of panko crumbs. Now you can use regular breadcrumbs that come in the canister, or you can just dry out some bread and just crumble it up for in here. There we go. Now I've got about half a cup of milk. Now I'm going to start adding my seasonings. Alright, I've got some salt, just a nice little pinch, some pepper. I like to just kind of, you know, sprinkle stuff in there. Some onion powder here. About, you know, think about 1/4 teaspoon to 1/2 teaspoon on everything. Whatever you like to put into your meatloaf or your meatballs for your seasoning. I got some garlic powder here going in. That's going to be good. Alright, now I can never make a meatball without some parsley. So just going to put a nice big size handful in. It's about almost 1/4 cup. I'm going to add some more in there. Alright, now I have these little plastic gloves right here that I use to mix up my meatloaf and everything, because I just don't want to take the time to try to wash all of that off while I'm trying to prepare my dish. So let's go ahead and use these. Now I picked up a whole box of these, and I use these a lot, and from Amazon. So they're great. So once you mix everything all up, you can just toss these and you're done. Alright, I'm going in. Alright, so if you like to put other things into your meatballs, let me know down in the comments. That would be really exciting to see what other ingredients y'all use for just your basic meatballs, or if you have a meatball recipe, let me know. I'm always interested in new recipes to make. Alright. Y'all, this is feeling really good. The texture of this is really going to be good for the meatballs. Alright, now we don't want to overmix because we don't want to break up, you know, we don't want to break it up too much and lose that tenderness that we're wanting from the meatball. Okay, so as long as we got it all mixed, that is looking good right there. Alright, now you just take one glove, just roll it inside of it, Take the other one and then just roll that through that one. Done. Alright, now to get started, I've got a sheet pan here. Now you want one with a nice sized lip on it. That will keep the grease from rolling around in your oven, right? We don't want that. I put some parchment paper on it, and also I've got a cookie rack here that I'm going to put on top of that. And that will keep the meatballs from, you know, sitting in all those juices and, you know, fat that comes out of it. So that's what I'm going to do there. Now, you can do it without the rack, and that's totally fine. So when they come out of the oven, just go ahead and pop them off really quick. All right, so I've got my cheese cubes already here, and I've got my meatball mixture and a 1-inch cookie scoop. Or you can use like a tablespoon, all right? That's going to be about the size of them. So I'm going to go in, grab a handful of it. All right. I'm going to kind of roll it into a ball, take one of the cheese cubes and push it into there, and then cover it up. Make sure you can't see any piece of that cube of cheese. There we go. Now, I'm going to stick that right on my pan right there. All right, that's all we're going to do. Till we get all of these on the pan. So, about 1 scoop, 1 piece of cheese. And then just cover up the cheese. And there we go. All right. Kind of give it a roll. Take your cheese, push it right into the center of the meatball, and then just push the meat around the cheese there, covering it up good. There we go. And then just lay it on your pan, like that. I've got about 35 meatballs here, 1-inch scooped with some cheddar cheese in there. Now these are going to go into my preheated oven at 400 degrees for about 10 minutes. We're going to pull them out, and then we're going to glaze them with that delicious glaze that I'm going to make for them, and then put them back in the oven. All right, while that's happening, I'm also going to chop up my cabbage and start sauteing those. All right, we'll be back. All right, so in my large pot here, I'm going to add my cabbage. Now all I'm doing is just cutting the cabbage into nice bite-sized pieces. You know, you can't do New Year's dinner without something green. And this is about as green as I'm going to get. All right, so I'm going to just cut my cabbage. I'm going to place it into my pot here. This is how I bake it. Sauteed cabbage, my favorite way. And I know there's so many different variations for cabbage, so I almost saved this cabbage for some cabbage rolls. I almost made cabbage rolls for you guys, but I needed something to make with my meatballs. So if you want to see cabbage rolls, let me know. I've made it before, like almost at the beginning of my channel. I mean, it was like almost a year and a half ago. So I do have a video out there on cabbage rolls. So you can either check it out, or if you want to see me make them again, just let me know. All right, yes, I'm cutting up the whole cabbage and putting it in there to saute down. All right, now that I've got that in there, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my burner here. All right, now I've got some chicken broth. I'm going to add about 2 cups to start off with. It's about half a box of this here. I'm going to go ahead now and start adding some tablespoons of butter into it. Oop. This butter is hard. It just came out of the freezer, so. Okay. 3. We're going to start off with that. All right, I'm going to season it with some garlic powder. And some onion powder. That's good. All right, pepper, lots of pepper. And you're going to need lots of salt for that cabbage. All right, I'm gonna go ahead now and I'm gonna place my lid on it. And I'm gonna keep an eye on that while my meatballs are cooking. All right, so in just a small bowl here, I'm going to put about 1/4 cup of brown sugar. Now this is the glaze for the meatballs. I'm going to add some ketchup, probably about 4 tablespoons. Can y'all see? There we go. All right, now I'm going to shake the mustard because we don't want the watery stuff. And then probably about 2 teaspoons of that. All right, I'm going to take my spoon and kind of mix that all up. Now, make sure you give this a taste, just like everything else. We like to try things and make sure we got a nice flavor to it. No, this is good stuff here. I put this on meatloaf. Oh, yeah. All right, let me give it a try. All right, I'm going to bring the meatballs out now that it's been 10 minutes. I'm going to glaze them up. All right, y'all, so I want you to see the sauce here. I'm going to go ahead now and with just a brush, I'm going to smear this sauce onto each meatball. You know, if you don't want to make this sauce, you can also do barbecue sauce. Just get your favorite barbecue sauce out and use that. That would be really good. All right, y'all, that noise is my fan back there. I got the cabbage going, I got the oven on for the meatballs, so the fan kicked on. All right, so we're gonna finish glazing these. They look so delicious. And that was just enough glaze for the meatballs. All right, now if you're cutting this recipe in half, just cut the glaze recipe in half also. All right, so these are going to go back in the oven for another 10 to 12 minutes until I get a thermometer check on the inside that they are done. All right, y'all, I'll be back. Oh, y'all, that is smelling so delicious. I'm going to take one right here and I'm going to give it a try. Very tasty. All right, y'all, look at these. These are ready to go. I'm just letting them sit here on the pan for just a minute to kind of just fully solidify. I'm going to load up my plate, some cabbage that I made that you saw, and then also my husband's over there making mashed potatoes. We made them out of the Instant Pot. I do have a recipe out there. I will link it down below. And these beautiful meatballs. All right, let me plate these up for you. Alright guys, Happy New Year 2020. Here we go. My first bite of this delicious meatball. Alright, can y'all see that cheese in there? Yum. Okay, I love that little hit of cheese on the inside of that meatball. And that glaze gives it a nice little sweetness also. Oh my gosh, that was really good. You know I gotta go into that cabbage. That is really good also. I steamed it down with chicken broth, butter, salt, pepper, garlic powder, and onion powder. Oh my gosh, right? Really delicious. And let's check out these mashed potatoes that my husband made. Yep, in the Instant Pot. Perfect. Very delicious. All right, y'all. What did y'all have for New Year's Day? Here you go. Comment down below what you had. Also give me a thumbs up for my meal here. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below and that bell notification so you'll always know when my shows are posted. All right, y'all, we're all ready to dig in, so I will see you on my next episode.